Here's another example of harmonizing a melody. This melody is a bit longer than the first one. And we again have the first two harmonies given. Okay, so we'll look at the notes in the melody. We're in the key of D major, and decide what chords could be used to harmonize each one of those pitches. Alright, so we have two B's here. The B could be harmonized B, D, F, which in the key of D would be a 6th chord. And this would work for both of these, so I'll just leave those both and do both possibilities there. And we could harmonize it G, B, D, right, the 4 chord. Or E, G, B, 2 chord. Alright, moving back to the C sharp, our options at this point would be C sharp, E, G, that's our 7 chord, A, C sharp, E, 5 chord, and F sharp, A, C sharp, the 3 chord. We don't use that 3 chord very much, and we've already had a 3 chord, so I'm not likely to use that one. Okay, then we move to a D, which could be a 1, D, F sharp, A, but it could also be B, D, F sharp, which is a 6, and it could also be G, B, D, which is a 4. Alright, we come back to the B. If you remember, we did the B already here, so we'll use the same options here, 6, 4, and 2. And then we come back to the D again, so they're the same options there, 1, 6, and 4. Okay, so we can look through these possibilities again and try to find a reasonable path. I think I'm going to again look at the end and find a cadence that I like. If we moved to the 1 at the end, which is always good, what would be the best way to approach that here? It could be some sort of 4-1 plagal motion, right? So that might be good. 4-1. You wouldn't go from 2 to 1 in any case. And then let's work from the beginning. So if we're at a 3 chord, where could we go from there? We can't go to a 2 really. 3, 6 is along the circle of fifths, that makes sense. 3 or 4 is possible. Alright, so, but I want to choose different harmonies for each of these B's. So I need to be able to also, well, let's go ahead and eliminate the 2. Okay, so if I choose the 6, I don't want to go to another 6. I could go 6 to 4. I could go 6 to 2. Those are all possible. If I go to the 4, I can't progress from 4 to 6 or from 4 to 4, but I could go from 4 to 2. Well, it looks like they have multiple paths that are possible. I'm going to go with the circle of fifths again. Right, so I'll choose 6 progressing to, let's just fix this up here, to the 2. Alright, hopefully this will work. As we look ahead, is there something the 2 will go to? The 2 go to 5, 7, or 3? Yeah, 2 progresses quite nicely to 5. And then from 5, I think we have a number of choices here. 5, 1 is fine, and then 5, 1, 4, 1 is okay. 5 to 4 is not a common progression in this style. I'm going to go with the second option, 5 to 6. So sort of a deceptive motion, because I know that 6 can also progress to 4. Might be an interesting ending here. Okay, so there's the progression that I've chosen for this this one. I'm going to start by putting in the bass line again. 1 to 3, 6 is B, and then E is 2, and 5 is A. You can see the circle of fifths going here, and then 5 to 6, and then to 4, and then 1. Alright, we might as well listen to it at this point and see if this sounds good. Yeah, I didn't hear anything sticking out, but it again sounds quite bare. It's going to sound a lot better when we put in the inner parts. And maybe slow down the tempo a little bit. There we go. Alright, so we've started our tenor out very high, let's see what we can do with our tenor voice. Moving into the next chord is a B D F chord. I think I'll keep the F. Then we move to an E G B chord. It'd be good to keep the E. Let's move that tenor down a little bit. And then A C sharp E. We can keep that E again. The tenor's still a little high, so we got a B D F. I already have a B and a D though. Let me see. So I'm going to come back and do the alto for a bit. I have a B and a B and an F sharp. Gee, this isn't so good. It looks like I did make a mistake because the alto would have to leap down to the D. Alright, well let's take the tenor down to the D then. Alright, then that means that the alto would only need to go down to the F sharp. Alright, problem seems to be solved for now. Here we have E, E, B, we need the G. A, C sharp, E, we have all of our parts. Let's put the alto on the doubling the root, 2 roots now. Now here I come to the 6. Okay, so I have B, D already. When you go from 5 to 6, sometimes it works better to double the third, because if I put the F sharp here in the alto, it'll be easier for the tenor to move to the third. Right, that's one of those exceptions, doubling the third in the 5 to 6 progression. Okay, then it should be smooth sailing from here. We have a G and a B. I'll keep the D in the tenor and double the root in the alto. And then moving to the final chord, we'll bring that alto down a half step to the F sharp. And we could either keep the tenor on the D, having 3 roots. That's probably what I should be doing here. So I'm going to keep the tenor up high, and we'll have 3 roots and a third. Okay, so now let's listen to the final product, and it should work just fine. Alright, so there we've done it again. We've harmonized a melody by looking at the possible chords that could be used and choosing a good progression, putting in a bass line. If you wanted to make this a little nicer, you might choose some inverted chords in the bass rather than all root position. This is a fairly solid progression.